Isang mabiyaya at mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Welcome back po dito sa ating YouTube channel at Facebook page mga tagapanood. Ngayong araw po ang gagawa natin ng reaction video ay yung balita na pinapatawag at pinapanagot na sila Torre, sila Remulla, sila Marbel mga tagapanood. At yung iba pang sangkot kaugnay sa maling pag-aresto kay Tatay Digong Duterte. Mukhang eto na yung pinakamagandang balita para sa mga DDS dyan o pro Duterte. Dahil sa pagkakataong ito, nagdesisyon na ang Korte Suprema na papanagutin yung may kinalaman dito sa illegal na pag-aresto sa dating Pangulong Digong Duterte. Kaugnay rin ito mga tagapanood sa isinampang kaso ng mga anak naman po ni Tatay Digong Duterte na sila Pulong, sila Baste at ni Kitty Duterte mga tagapanood, para maipaliwanag ng mga akusado na ito kung bakit nila ginawa yung maling pag-aresto kay Tatay Digong Duterte. Kaya wag na natin patagalin to mga tagapanood. Simulan na po natin ang ating reaction video sa araw na to.
Just in, pinasasagot na ang mga nag-aresto kay dating Pangulong Duterte. Kasama na dito sila General Diwata Torre, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin at DILG Secretary Remulla. Kasama pa si General Marbel. Iniutos ng Korte Suprema na sumagot ang mga respondent sa loob ng 24 oras upang ipaliwanag kung bakit hindi dapat pagbigyan ang mga petisyon para sa habeas corpus na inihain ng magkakapatid na Duterte. Supreme Court of the Philippines, Office of the Spokesperson. Statement of the Supreme Court Spokesperson. On March 12, 2025 at 4:26 p.m., the Supreme Court received a third petition for habeas corpus, certiorari and prohibition with prayer for issuance of temporary restraining order and or writ of preliminary injunction filed by Representative Paulo Duterte, petitioner. The petition challenges the actions of Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Interior and Local Government Secretary Juan Victor Remulla Jr., and Philippine National Police Chief Major General Romel Francisco Marbel in enforcing the International Criminal Court warrant against former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. It seeks to nullify these actions and prohibit further cooperation with the ICC. The petitioner also prays for a writ of habeas corpus to secure the release of former President Duterte from his confinement and detention. On March 13, 2025, the Supreme Court en banc unanimously resolved to number 1, consolidate the petition filed by Representative Paulo Duterte with the earlier petitions for habeas corpus filed by Sebastian Duterte and Veronica Duterte. 2. Direct respondents in the consolidated petitions to show cause within a non-extendable period of 24 hours from receipt of notice why the peremptory writ of habeas corpus should not issue. Hindi namang mapigilang malungkot ni Crisette Laureta Chu dahil ilang linggo na lamang ay magbe-birthday na ang dating Pangulong Duterte. In 2 weeks, on his 80th birthday, PRRD will be alone. Salvador Medialdea was only given a 15-day visa. His nurse was only given a 2-day visa. In 2 weeks, PRRD will be alone in a foreign country. In 2 weeks, on March 28, it's PRRD's 80th birthday. Bisitahin na lang natin sa ICC. I already researched. It takes weeks and months for the ICC to reply to any request, and a very stringent process to request to visit anyone detained. PRRD, a very social and chatty person, will be spending an interminable stretch of time alone in his tiny cell awaiting a sham of trial. General Torre, acting upon the orders of the administration, didn't even give him the courtesy of time to pack his books, pack for winter clothing, pack for a supply of medicines.
Nako po, si Torre pa. Tingnan mo may tsura. At demonyo talaga. May ayaw nga papasukin si VP Sara Duterte. Hindi daw mangyayari na papasukin yun eh. Maghanda pa kaya si Tatay Digong Duterte sa mga gamit niya. Lalo na yung mga gamot niya. O ba mga tagapanood, matindi talaga ugali nito kung anong kulay ng balat. Siyang doble. Kaitiman ng budhi nito eh. Tapos sinasabi niya, proud pa niya sabihin mga tagapanood na taga Davao daw siya. Ang alam ko mga taga Davao matituno eh. Eh bakit merong naliligaw na isa mga tagapanood? Patunay yan dun sa kasabihan na sa isang puno na may hitik na bunga, meron talagang isang nabubulok dyan. Ito yata yung bulok na prutas ng Davao mga tagapanood. Kaya pala nandito siya sa Maynila. Apakatindi. Pero eto mga tagapanood, dapat sagutin nila lalo na to si Torre, mga tagapanood, sagutin nila yung mga paglabag na ginawa nila kay Tatay Digong Duterte. Yan, sagutin nila dito sa ating Supreme Court, dito sa ating korte. Mas mainam nga, sagutin din nila to sa ibang bansa para kapahiyaan na. Total, pinakita naman nila na wala yata silbi yung justice system ng Pilipinas di pahiya na nila ng lubusan. 'Di ba? Sama na rin sila, doon na rin sila litisin sa ibang bansa. Nakakawindang yung nangyayari sa atin, mga tagapanood At nakakatakot din na kung sakasakali man pagtakpan pa to at hindi mapapanagot sa ginawa nila, malaking kalokohan na po talaga, mga tagapanood, dahil malinaw naman yung mga paglabag na ginawa ng mga to.
This is the gift the Marcos administration, ushered back into power by the Dutertes, gave the old man. This is the kind of no mercy justice they execute. If they really wanted to go after Duterte because he calls them out, they should have imprisoned him in the Philippines. Sayang naman, di ba gagana yung inciting to sedition case ni Torre? Wig ba masyado ang kaso? But they probably know that if they did that, people will find a way to break into his jail. There will be uprising if Dutertes is just in Krame. So to keep him away from campaigning, from being Sara's lawyer in her impeachment case, ito na nga, inoffer sa ICC. This is the ultimate reason, minadali. They cannot afford for Sara to win against them. The truth is, they're not after the Dutertes. They're after us. The Dutertes is what stands between them and us, and our gold, and our resources, and our money. The Dutertes can be replaced by a Benji Magalong or a Rodante Marcoleta, or whoever we think is incorruptible and will fight for us. They'll do it anyway to that person. Ayaw daw mag-cooperate sa ICC, pero nung binuko ni PRRD ang blank sa BICAM, biglang 7,000 policemen positioned, biglang may Filipino plane to bring him there. Walang cooperation pa yan sa lagay na yan ha, umaga lang daw binigay yung warrant of arrest pero ilang days nang nasa news. Also, PRRD still chose to come home kahit alam niya, but PRRD believe he would be tried in the Philippines because the Supreme Court will not allow it as it's an insult to them. I guess PRRD does make mistakes in judgment. Pero yung sasabihin on the day of lang nalaman na may arrest order, huwag tayong sinungaling. It insults the ordinary Filipino that you think we don't know how to think. Panindigan ninyo ang mga desisyon ninyo. Huwag tayong Poncio Pilato, it's already 2,000 years ago. Alam namin, frozen ang ICC because of US sanctions. So sinong buwaya ang gumastos para dito? Kaninong airplane? Sino ang nag-wine and dine sa kanila at nagbilay sa kanila? Sino ang nag-waive ng rights? PRRD didn't even set foot in the US or any European country during his term because galit siya sa Western countries. His principle and love for country was so strong and his sense of history was deep-seated. Kaya he rebelled against the idea of kowtowing to the white man. Tapos ngayon, you will sentence him to spend the rest of his days there? For a white man to tell him what he did was wrong. This is the ultimate betrayal for somebody as fiercely patriotic as him. A Filipino should judge him, not some white man. All we want is for PRRD to in the Philippines. He deserves it. He gave his life to it. Mas gugustuhin niya pa ang masawi dito sa Pilipinas. Kahit ipaas siya. If anything happens to the 80-year-old man whose 80th birthday falls on March 28 or 2 weeks from now, Bongbong Marcos and Martin Romualdez have to gird themselves from the backlash. If he gets sick without his nurses, there will be backlash. If he in the Hague, ewan ko na lang. No Marcos and no Romualdez and none of their candidates might make it ever again in any Philippine election, and even cheating cannot pull it off, judging from the unrest swirling in the streets of other places in the Philippines. The Philippines is not Manila. Just because Luzon isn't moving doesn't mean the rest of the country doesn't count. Maybe this is the time Imperial Manila finally takes a step back. Gusto kong makitang magkampanya ang alyansa ngayon sa Mindanao na walang security, walang akap. Try lang natin to test our theory.
Yari yan, mga tagapanood, mga kampanya sa Mindanao na walang security ang team ni BBM. Naku, ewan ko na lang talaga. Mga tagapanood kung ano mangyayari sa kanila na wala silang security, mga kampanya sa Mindanao. Yun nga, may security sila, hindi nila alam yung mangyayari. Walang natin, mga tagapanood. Kasi siyempre, Mindanao yan. Lugar yan ni Tatay Digong Duterte. Mas matindi ang galit ng mga yan kumpara sa galit dito sa Luzon. Kung dito sa Luzon hindi sila ganun kagigil ang mga tao kay PBBM, pero ang Mindanao talagang nag-aalimpuyo sa galit yung mga yan, mga tagapanood. Kaya hindi natin masasabi kung anong pwedeng gawin ng mga taga Mindanao kapag nangampanya sila PBBM doon, tapos makikita wala pang security. Pero I think hindi po nila gagawin yan, mga tagapanood. Sigurado ako mangangampanya man yan sila, doon lang yan sa lugar na alam nilang kaalyado nila, at sigurado po ako tad-tad ng security yan ala martial law. Panigurado yan, mga tagapanood. So, ito'y komento lamang at opinion, wala pong personalan. Tandaan po natin lahat, lalong-lalo na sa mga tansong palangka dyan, na kahit anong mangyari, Duterte pa rin. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood.